This is actually a very nice title. Very interesting title. So this is chapter 45. 第45章真实的喜悦. And that translates to true joy. And that's the reason why there's a very specific moment reading this chapter. The beginning part is just introductory. Without any hesitation, Lu Yuan clicked on. How much do I want to really read this? Screw it. If I'm gonna read it, I'm gonna read it. Without any hesitation, Lu Yuan clicked on the first episode. At the beginning, there was a lot of falling snow. Su Mei slightly adjusted slightly adjusted. The clear and ethereal voice suddenly echoed in Lu Yuan's ear. Hello everyone, this is Suno. It's nice to see you again. Today, I bring you a preliminary view of the live game of a stream of a domestic game Tomorrow Hasn't Arrived. Although the Beeline website is a barrage video site, according to his past habits, Lu Yuan still closed the barrage and watched the video carefully. After reading it, there are almost some tears in his eyes. Su Mei is still the Su Mei in his own memory, accustomed to excavating the best side of the game and dedicating it to her audience. In the game, the Bay Area nuclear power plant is almost completely furnished according to his memory. It's even said it is full of colleagues' corpses. The ice storehouse coffins of Beijing also exist in that world. In addition, Lu Yuan actually buried a lot of Easter eggs in the Bay Area nuclear power plant, including, but not limited to the one that only needs to be installed on the car, 5 hours of real-time nuclear bombs. Since the Bay Area nuclear power plant was once militarized, it's not exaggeration to call it an arsenal in a certain sense. It's just that Lu Yuan didn't expect Su Mei could really find the cold storage. The cold storage even contains Su Mei's own corpse in the real future. Dang, that's kind of dark, man. I suddenly realized the male protagonist is using his own way to let the female protagonist experience his daughter, and going on living with his daughter. Oh my lord, that's pretty. That's good analysis. This is why you read the comments. Very cruel but very romantic. At the moment, listening to the girl's cold and sad narration, Lu Yuan almost shed tears. In addition, the fine modeling of the scene, the real texture materials, included the daughter Ah Yao and Su Mei, who are like a stranger, have all commented on the right. Good editing and music can be used directly as Tomorrow Has Arrived promo, as long as Su Mei doesn't ask herself to promote the expenses. Lu Yuan settled down and continued to open the barrage and watched it again. With the barrage, the sad atmosphere that was originally revealed between the lines of the game had faded a lot, but there's still a lot of people who are involuntarily infected by the game, expressing the feeling that there is such a future. Of course, more people are focused on the controversy over domestic games, because the current game quality demonstrated by Su Mei is basically the same as top foreign game works, and even the subtleties are particularly trivial. Therefore, a large number of viewers question the so-called domestically produced weight and whether it was a mere gimmick. Some people vowed to believe it was just an unfinished game with only the beginning, that is trying to make a good start in the first scene to deceive the players, and the following is infinitely bad. Anyway, such an unethical and unrestricted behavior is not the first domestic manufacturer. See you again. In short, Su Mei's first episode was spent in such a large number of quarrels, but correspondingly too much quarrel means high heat, and many people posted screenshots of their purchases that are of not Tomorrow Hasn't Arrived, indicating that they downloaded. After it's done, I'll try and see how effective Su Mei game is for themselves. Very interesting on quarreling, right? Because even black-hearted fans are fans, because thing like no all fame is good fame or whatever. On the other side of Lu Yuan, he finally quit the Beeline website and stretched out his hand to rub his temples. A day like today really made him exhausted. Originally, Lu Yuan thought he'd run out of ammunition and food. Who knew? Liu Yunhua oh my lord, I'm never gonna get these Chinese names. Su Mei exquisitely delivered a superb assist. But what are the controversies? At least the reputation of Tomorrow Hasn't Arrived. Not only Su Mei made the game live by herself, but Su Mei, in the friend circle of An Tianli, also announced that they will launch this one in the near future. It's I'm to be honest, I'm completely guessing what these Chinese characters are. During the trial play of the game, Lu Yuan was the only one who had his own strength. The initial wave of propaganda should be done by Su Mei with such a clever way. He did not dare to think so in the optimistic situation before. Lu Yuan looked at his watch and found that at 11:30 in the morning he had announced that Tomorrow Hasn't Arrived. He had hardly closed his eyes until now, and he'd been holding it for nearly 24 hours. The following is to see the final result of today. 24 hours of final sales results. Lu Yuan opened the sales back office that is not here. Tomorrow Hasn't Arrived. The sale of 17 sets in 16 hours are now 1,428 sets. It's based on gross profit alone, it is close to 300,000 yuan in the account. Of course, the 300,000 yuan is the real gross profit. If you really calculate it, you have to divide it by the Steam's platform share and tax deduction. Basically, half of the gross income is gone. However, the general company game cost has to be converted into it, such as when it comes to labor costs, publicity costs, and the like. Lu Yuan is a special case, and basically all the money he makes in the end is his own. This is also the income of 150,000 yuan in one day. Although this is far from the ultimate goal of Lu Yuan, it's already a very good start. He thought about it and clicked on the work evaluation. He saw all the praise. The suffocating graphics and emotional rendering. The music production is very good. I like this game very much. The light of domestic games. The hope of domestic games. Oh, that's depressing. If there's no Tencent NetEase, domestic indie games should still have something. Domestic game. So yeah, seems that China doesn't have a lot of indie development, unlike the UK, the US, even France and Germany. It's been such a long time, or even Russia. Tetris, I think, was indie developed. Indie developed research. It's been such a long time since I played a fun game. Thanks for the recommendation, No. I really like this game. Thank you for making such a good game for us. So that's the comments. Lu Yuan was stunned for a while looking at these scrolling, refreshing praise. The great joy suddenly hit in his heart. I think that's why some authors, writers, even YouTubers are just do what they do. Because the joys of being validated and people appreciating their work. But I definitely think that's why people volunteer and help out, because they like, besides doing something good, self motivation, even being being praised by others, or even just being appreciated by others is a reward in itself. Yes, whether it was Su Mei's Amway sentence or the real money and silver income you saw in the background, it was not as good as the sentences before him. Sincerely, sincere likes or sincere reviews make Lu Yuan feel happy. After all, no matter how much Su Yuan likes the game, Lu Yuan probably always has it in the back of the mind, or still thinks the other party, there's a possibility of just comforting him. What if Su Mei knew that this game was made by herself but deliberately deceived himself? Um, he's getting a very common syndrome. I think it's like called imposter syndrome or something, where just he's worried about sympathy. Because Su Mei doesn't know that it's Lu Yuan's game. It's just imposter syndrome. It's all in his own head. Kind of hard to deal with though, especially at that level. Um, especially for programmers. But these players should really like their own game, right? At the moment, Lu Yuan truly felt that he had not been in vain this month's hard work, because when the game I made with my heart is truly liked by everyone, that kind of joy will come to life. The sense of comfort that is worth doing all by yourself. I think in psychology, it's called Maslow's law, called spiritual reward. Right? There are certain needs and wants of a person. Food, shelter, and certain pleasures are on near the bottom of the list, but near the top is just being rewarded, feeling what's it called? Feeling spiritually contented, right? Where you have a goal and a pursuit, and you have the passion for it. So that's very nice. So he's so very happy. I'm really happy. Lu Yuan turned off the computer and lay on the bed. It was late at night, and his parents had already fallen asleep. Zhao Junli probably hasn't slept yet, because he said before that he's in the liver, and tomorrow hasn't arrived, and wants to be the first to clear the level. After all, this is the glory of being a shareholder. It's okay to talk to Zhao Junli, but the other party's playing a game. Isn't it a bit bothersome? Lu Yuan thought so, even if he was a little bit self-deceiving. He still opened Su Mei's letter of heaven, thought about it, and typed the first greeting line. I played the game. It's really fun. Thank you. What is it? He's being perfunctory. Su Mei's reply paused. Then the girl sent a picture of a black cat with squinted eyes. So happy. I like that you like the games I recommended to you, Su Mei said. And then I also like the game. I also like that you like the games that I made for you. Lu Yuan typed out this line of words and then erased them one by one. Yeah, Lu Yuan replied. Dang, man, dang. That's some good writing right there. And then obviously the commenters are just having a lot of fun. So yeah, after you get like past chapter 40, the comments are less aggressive, because I think most people have accepted the drama, and once you accept that, it's still no science. I think the science fiction has been satiated for now, but a lot of people have found that volume 1 is kind of slow, and I will too. But rereading it, I've reread this like 5 or 6 times, and for various reasons, for research and thing. And as you can tell, I'm still so excited about it. Very few books. Like it's so hard to reread something because you already know the plot. But yeah, you always see new things when you reread. It just sometimes feels like a waste of time, unless you don't have anything else to. But yeah, so that's chapter 45. Some beautiful, beautiful stuff being written there. Um, chapter 49 is a watershed moment. Just more explanation. And then we are definitely doing chapter 55. It would be a crime for me not to do chapter 55. And then, oh my lord. Okay, so if I have the energy, maybe I'll continue going on. I'll take a look at between 45 to 55, but chapter 55 is awesome. And then there's a lot of stuff that happens between like chapter 55 to 74. But chapter I see, it's out of order. Um, okay, chapter 51. Okay, so some of these next ones are both science fiction and drama heavy, and I think that's an interesting combination of drama and science fiction. Hard to pull off, but I think the author did it. 51, 55. And I'll look into 49. Good grief. And then you get, so the next couple chapters are going to be some gameplay chapters, so more background on the future through the gameplay. And then 49, I think, is a watershed one because it really describes the game, but it's so boring to read, or read out loud, because it's like it's not, it doesn't have anything that I'm too particularly interested in. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. I'll look into it, and then I'll decide on 49. But man, you guys are in some for some fun chapters. Ah. I do recommend reading it the first time because you get to enjoy it more and more as the second and third time through. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff.